welcome back, my friends. 22 veterans a day in this country commit suicide. We're going to bring it up every video. Vets, we love you. We're here for you. You fought for us. Let us fight for you. We back the blues. Scab, how do we do that? By not stabbing tires? Nah, we don't break the damn law, do we? We try not to. We're going to speak more on that topic on the What's in Your Pocket in the morning, but we back our Leos. We support our law enforcement officers. And lastly, if you are an addict, never quit quitting. That is so huge, man. Keep in there, keep in the fight. Well, guys, I finally got around to doing the Marauder, the cold steel Marauder that I had traded Paul Myers for. We're doing some stabs here, and there we go, doing a little stabby stab with it. It wound up being pretty sharp, and then I sharpened it up some more. So right here you see me taking a slice off now. Let me stress this to you. The stabs went in about a 1/4 inch, okay? Was I disappointed with that? No, not really, because this tire's hard as hell to stab. And a bigger knife, and that's something I got to get a little better on too. This knife is about 3/16 thick, but it goes down to a distal taper with a severe. You see that clip point right there. I love the look of this knife. Here's the Donnie B All Day Drop Test My Stars. What a tremendous test. And I'm actually using a real stump, not just the back of the truck. Y'all get a good visual of my forearm there with the ink. Looking good, looking good. Here's some hard throws. Y'all see how hard I threw that? Now, you can tell how hard I threw it by having to pull it out. The penetration here was way better than it was on that damn tire, and had to fix my camera angle. Y'all can see it. But I think at a point you'd be disappointed if I actually showed it all the way. You'd be like, that is atypical of Scab. Now, this is a green stick. I just cut it this morning, really. Cut it out of the way, went ahead and skinned it back. And I like using the green ones. I'll do another test of this knife where I get the blade completely where I like it. Now. It's sharp. This thing's super sharp. It's AUS 8. I've got to tell you, this knife is changing my mind on AUS 8. Am I a big fan of it? Not yet, but I am on this knife. I'm really happy with it. I traded a Code 4 and a little Tough Light to Paul Myers. Paul, I appreciate the trade, man, because I really, for all my cold steel stuff, I've got more pocket knives and then like tomahawks and swords and machetes and odds and ends. I'd got a few fixed blades, but not a lot of variety. So, man, I appreciate it. Love this knife. And I actually like sub hilts. I didn't think I would, but I really do. And again, this knife helped change my mind on AUS 8. That's Megan that keeps messaging me when you hear the dings. That's because she loves me so very much, and I appreciate her checking in with me. We'll check back with her in a second. Oh, there she is again. Hold on one second, guys. And we're back. Here we go. Still chopping this stick, making a little punji stick here, getting it all ready to go. Now, let me say a couple things about choppers in general. Is this a chopper? Well, some of y'all will say, yes, Scab, it's absolutely a chopper. Look at that fine edge I put on there. Is it a chopper in my book? Yeah, but I'm going to put it in more of a slasher. And now, that's not a knock. I can't stress that enough. That's not a slight. It's just a little bit different than, say, one of my heavy duty, say it in the Preacher or the Tops, El Chete, or even the Operator 7. That's a thick-ass knife, that Tops Operator 7. This one's a big knife, scary knife. I love the knife. I love the shape. I think this would do way better, like with palmettos and that kind of thing. Now, will it cut branches? Yep, because we go in the woods and we get on it pretty good. And again, overall, I love the knife. Do I recommend the knife? Yeah. Because I believe it's a really good price point right now. Do I think you ought to invest in it? Yeah. If you're looking for a good cold steel fixed blade. And you just got to go with what a cold steel fixed blade is. There's a good stab right there. There you go. You know, damn good knife right there. I like it a lot. I like the clip point on it. Again, this is a knife that is kind of making me rethink the AUS 8. And now here's what's kind of crazy. The other knife in this line, in the OSS line, or in the sub-hilt line, in the sub-hilt line is the cold steel OSS. Now here we are out in the woods doing a little choppy chop, and it'll give you a good idea of what's going on here. That OSS was what made me hate AUS 8, but I'm going to be honest with you, it's a double-edged knife. I think the heat treating's a little off on that knife. I'm thinking about getting another one, giving it another chance, because the Kisley R that we reviewed not too long ago was AUS 8. Jam up, steel sharpen right up, strop right up. Now, I tested it right out of the box, but before I give them back to Kirk, I do not reprofile them. I do strop them, stand the edge back up, clean them up, and hand them back to him, and no problems there. Now, if you'll notice right here, this knife went to work. Now, this is what I'll call more small foliage. Now, we're doing some line of sight shots in here. Well, the survey guys are. We don't survey. We are underground utilities. But I find out where job sites are. They got to have some lines cut, go in there and do that kind of thing. For all my tree hugging friends who like to get on to me about cutting stuff. Now, or I go to job sites I know they're going to completely clear, get permission, of course, because that's big, we don't break the law, and then, do a little cut and a little work. This part of the program, I spent a good bit of time in there, 3 or 4 minutes, but understand, all of these tests, it takes about an hour and a half, 2 hours. I try to give you the best points of them I can. Now, I may try to find a different tire. Let's just put it this way. In about a month's time, 2 months' time, I will revisit the Marauder. It'll give me time to really, really put the edge I want on it. And it ain't far now, guys. I'm telling you. I don't want in any way to be like I'm knocking this knife, because I'm not. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed messing with it today. Enjoyed carrying it today. It's light. It's fast. It's the Grivex handle. Now, when I say I like sub hilts, if there was one thing I was going to change on it, it is the trigger guard, or whatever you want to call that thing. I don't know the term, sue me. Is rubber, and there's a lot of flex to it. I'd like to see them add something more solid, because I just like it. I like it. I do think it helps with some of this slicing and chopping. But I'm afraid if I pull back on the guard too hard, it'll break, and it's not a one-off. That's the way my cold steel OSS is. It's just got a lot of flex to it. So if there was anything I was going to change about this knife, it would definitely be the trigger guard, and that's what I'm going to call it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'd make it a little more stiff. Other than that, dude, I love the knife. Had a good time testing it today. Great stabability. Now, you've seen on that tire, and I think in all fairness, though, on that tire, I'll tell you what I'll do. Down the road in about 2 weeks, I'll compare the Marauder on stabbing to, say, the Recon Tonto. And you say, well, Scab, that's not fair. The Recon Tonto is a Tonto that's made for... Right. So if we got a knife that's made for stabbing, and it actually does some penetrating, well, there you go. Well, hey, guys, listen. I'm Scab, knife guy extraordinaire. You're not. I love you. This is the OSS Marauder. Thanks again, Paul. And we gone, son.